guys, a professional forex trader once said,
trading is gambling. It's educative gambling. Definitely. You are no different from somebody who goes to play sports.
Now, is it true or false? Yes, it is true. It is true. To some extent, it is true. Now, let me explain. I'll be citing three examples to back up this argument. But before I do that, all you need to do is to follow and also like. Okay. Now, let's cite three examples. One thing you need to know is this life, in anything you do in this life, it is a probability. We live in a probability life, or it's all probabilities. Is that yes or no? Now, let's take for instance, you want to cross the main road and you decide not to look to the left or look to the right for any upcoming vehicle. Now, the probability of you getting knocked down by a vehicle is high. But if you decide to look to the left, you look to the right before crossing the main road, then the probability of you crossing successfully is higher, because now you've done an analysis, you've made confirmation before you crossing the main road. So now it's the same thing with trading. If you do analysis, if you have a strategy and you cross-check all your parameters and they're all aligning and you take a trade, at that point now you are not gambling. But if you decide to just enter the market without any analysis, you just decide to just enter, at that point now you are gambling. Though you might win, but then you are gambling. The possibility of you losing is higher than the possibility of you winning. So now let's take another example. Let's say you want to apply for a job interview, you want to apply for a job position, and all you have is just the qualification, nothing more, just the qualification. Now, what is the probability that you will be chosen? It's just 50-50. Is that yes or no? Now, let's assume that you have the qualification, you have the experience, and you fall under the age bracket. Now, the probability of you being chosen is higher, is by 90%. Yes, you might not get rejected. Now, that's how it works in trading. You have, once the odds are increased, you are no longer gambling. So long you have the ability, you have the power to choose or to increase all odds from 50% to a certain amount of percentage, that's no longer gambling. Okay, now let's take for instance, let's use another example, a pregnant woman. Okay, what is the probability that a pregnant woman will give birth without complication? Is that yes or no? 50-50. But if that pregnant woman decides to take proper medication, take some rest, eat the right food, go for proper scan, now there's a high probability that she's going to deliver without any complication. But if the pregnant woman now decide not to go for checkup, decide not to rest well, decide not to eat good food, then the probability of she giving birth with complication might be high. Now you get the point now. So that is what differentiates trading from gambling. They might have a lot of similarities, yes, but then that doesn't mean you are actually gambling, because now you are not just doing something because you want to do it. You are doing it because you have solid reasons for doing it. So those reasons that back you up has increased your odds from 50% to a higher percentage. And once you do this, there's a high probability of you winning. And something that you do that has a higher probability of positive outcome is no longer gambling. You get it? If you do something and it has a higher possibility of coming out positive or coming out true, is no longer gambling. Now you are doing something because you are sure of what you are doing. And one of the things that make traders gamble is not having a strategy, not having a proper mentor. And that's one of the things I do. I teach traders how to become profitable and how to trade properly in the forex market. So all you need to do is to send me a DM and I'm going to put you through on this trading journey. Now all you need to do is to like and also comment if you feel like trading is gambling. Maybe all I'm saying is just trash and you feel like trading is gambling, then you can comment in the comment section. Let's have a little bit of argument, and don't forget, share this video with your fellow traders, because this is a very this is a big topic and most people tend to argue it. But then I feel like you must have learned something and feel like trading is not really gambling, depending on how you see it. Until I see you next time, stay safe.